Lightspeed LEGO review number 11, set 75336. The Scythe is one of the coolest ships LEGO's put out in the past few years. I really love this thing. The wings can be adjusted between flight and landed mode, and on the underside of them have spring-loaded shooters. At the front of the ship we have an access ramp to the very spacious interior, which for us large figures can easily be accessed by opening the top panels of the ship. Inside there are seats for all three Inquisitors, as well as plenty of empty space for other figures or cargo. For figures we have Obi-Wan Kenobi in his sand blue robes and poncho, which I love. Riva is a fine enough rendition of the character, though she could have used a better hairpiece. The fifth brother is pretty great, not much more to say there, and the Grand Inquisitor is great as well, even though his design in the show is embarrassingly bad.
Look at the top of his head!
Overall, though the Kenobi show is an affront to nature and everything that is good, it did give us this set, which is just barely enough for me to excuse the show's existence. So yeah, this set goes hard. Amazing build with great figures. It can't be anything but a 9 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts below, and like and subscribe for more. Lightspeed LEGO review number 12. Set 75156. Krennic Shuttle is another one of my favorite Star Wars ships. I don't know, I just like Imperial shuttles, I guess. The wings can be adjusted between flight and landed mode, and on the underside of them have spring-loaded shooters. Below the ship we have foldable landing gear, and further up front a boarding ramp suggesting access to the interior, which for us large figures can be accessed by opening up basically all of the body panels. Inside we have quite the fancy seat for our pilot, as well as 4 seats for passengers. At the back there are also 4 clips for some equipment. For figures we have Pow. He's a good fig, especially love that alternative face. Bodhi Rook is pretty good as well. K2SO is one of the best droid figures ever, love those Imperial logos on his shoulders. We also got 2 Death Troopers, my personal favorite Stormtrooper figures. And finally, Director Krennic himself, also a great figure. Overall, just a fantastic set. I have a couple of minor shaping grievances with the front and the cockpit, but the rest of it is really, really good. The figures are all great as well, and the $9 retail wasn't that bad either. 8 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts below, and like and subscribe for more. Lightspeed LEGO review number 13, set 75315. This set was one that I had no particular interest in buying, but as I got to building it, I actually liked it more than I thought I would. The main turbo lasers can be rotated 360 degrees, have adjustable barrels, and integrated spring-loaded shooters. At the back, there are 2 hangars to store your mini TIEs, which can also be shot out from the launch tube at the front. The mechanism for that is a bit clunky though. The interior can be accessed by opening the top panel, and inside we have quite the spacious but empty interior. For figures we have Mando before he gets his facelift. Ew. He's fine otherwise. Grogu is Grogu, Cara Dune is fine, Fennec is great, though she could have used a hairpiece as well, the Dark Trooper is awesome, but we definitely needed another one here, and Moff Gideon is great as well. Always love a dual-sided cape. Overall, a good set. The proportions aren't quite there with the cruiser, but it works. The figures are really good, though again lacking a Dark Trooper, and $160 retail. Try 140. Max. Still, 7 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts below, and like and subscribe for more. Lightspeed LEGO review number 14, set 75347. This little transport thing is fine. It has space for a driver, and can transport a couple of the bombs for the bomber. It's clearly another leftover parts budget build. The Type Bomber itself slaps though. The cockpit can be accessed by lifting up the unfortunately non-see-through windscreen, the middle of the body has 2 stud shooters, and the bombing mechanism is just downwards facing flick-fire missiles, which is really disappointing and something I myself plan on improving eventually. For figures we have a TIE pilot. He looks really good, not much more to say there. Vader's inclusion is a bit strange, but I'm not complaining. He's also just a great figure. Vice Admiral Sloane is a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. I love collecting Imperial officers, though I would like for them to always have dual-mounted legs. And the Gonk droid is also pretty neat. I love the use of the crate piece to get those Imperial logos. Overall, another really strong set. The build is great, again with the exception of the bombing feature, which on a bomber is quite the bummer. And the figures, again, are very nice too. 7 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts below, and like and subscribe for more. Lightspeed LEGO review number 15, set 75320. The E-Web Blaster is fine. It's missing the generator, which kinda sucks, and has a stud shooter on top. The barricade is just a pile of snow. It's okay. There's a clip on it for some equipment. The speeder bike is really good though. I really like the way they got the figure to sit at a more appropriate angle without using the classic tricycle piece. Also, using the ingot piece for the pouch is really clever. You know how I love my ingots. For figures we have 3 Snowtroopers, and with the exception of the omission of the cloth camas, they're basically perfect. Though I don't think the lack of camas is as big a deal here as it is, for example, on some clone troopers. Finally, the Snow Scout Trooper is good too. Honestly, I wasn't even aware that these guys were a thing until this set came out. Overall, another really good set. The builds are a bit mixed, but they all do their jobs, and the figures are mostly great. I also like the diversity underneath the helmets. This also pairs real nicely with a set I'll be covering fairly soon, so stay tuned for that. 7 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts below, and like and subscribe for more. Lightspeed LEGO review number 16, set 75043. This AT-AP is pretty good. The legs have a single joint, just like most LEGO walkers. Boo. The stabilized leg can be deployed and retracted very easily. The anti-personnel turret on its chin is highly posable. The turret up top has a seat for a gunner, can be rotated around 360 degrees, and has a spring-loaded shooter. The main cannon can also be angled slightly up and down. The figures can access the interior through these doors on the sides, and for us it can be accessed by lifting up the roof. Inside there are 2 seats for drivers. For figures we have a B1 battle droid. Woo. This is also one of the last appearances of a B1 commander, as well as the original B2s. They're all fine. We also have Chief Tarful, one of the best Wookiee figures, and finally Commander Gree, one of the coolest and most unique looking clone troopers. I love that silver helmet. Overall, again, it's a good set. One of the few cases where LEGO went and slightly updated the model and re-released it a few years later. The figure selection is also really nice, though it's sorely lacking another clone to pilot the walker. And the $60 retail at the time seems also pretty fair. 7 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts below, and like and subscribe for more. Lightspeed LEGO review number 17, set 75151. This ATRT is kinda ugly. I don't really like it. It has room for a single driver, very adjustable legs, and a stud shooter in place of the main weapon. The turbo tank, on the other hand, is pretty good. The rocket launchers are represented by spring-loaded shooters, the turrets up top can both be rotated 360 degrees, and the rear one has 2 stud shooters. The watchtower has just barely enough space for a single figure, and the mechanism to raise and lower it can be found inside and accessed by opening the entire side panels. Inside there are also 2 seats for drivers, as well as room for the AT-RT. Within the quote-unquote neck of the tank there is room for a storage crate, and in the rear pod a seat for a single figure. The model also has a handy handle. For figures we have 2 B1s. They're B1s. This 41st Elite Scout slaps, as does Commander Gree. Quinlan Voss is also fantastic, and Luminara is one of my favorite Jedi figures ever. I don't know what it is about this figure, but I love it. Overall, a good set. It's a bit small for a Juggernaut, and the interior is very lacking, but the rest of it is very good. That figure selection is pure perfection, and $110 retail was fine. 7 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts below, and like and subscribe for more. Lightspeed LEGO review number 18, set 75296. The chamber is fine. Inside we have a seat for Lord Vader that can be rotated all the way around. At the back we have an awesome, unfortunately, sticker depicting Captain BS promotion to Admiral as Ozzel is being heckin' murdered. Pretty grim there, LEGO. The chamber can easily be closed by dropping down its lift arm, and that's a lot of gaps. I think way more than what would have been acceptable. At the very back of the base there's also a clip for Vader's lightsaber. That's pretty neat. For figures we have Printed Arms Vader, and it's Printed Arms Vader. He's a great fig, though here he comes with a crinkly cape when it definitely should have been a spongy one to avoid deforming it and in general making it easier to seat him in the chamber. We also have General Veers. He's also pretty great, though like with Sloan in the bomber, where are my dual modded legs? Overall it's a fine set. It looks good when open, but not so much when closed. The 2 figures are mostly great, but then we get to the biggest problem with the diorama line in general. $80 retail. Yeah, no, especially with all of its flaws. Try 60, generously. 5 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts below, and like and subscribe for more. Lightspeed LEGO review number 19, set 75338. This speeder is pretty decent, if like most LEGO speeders, a bit too big. It has space for 2 figures, as well as clips for their weapons. The mobile tack pod is amazing. The wing can be adjusted between flight and landed mode. The turret up top can be rotated 360 degrees, the barrel can be angled up and down, and it has 2 stud shooters. The interior can be accessed by lifting up the windscreen and opening the sides. Inside we have space for a pilot, as well as 4 passengers. The back panel can also be opened, revealing 2 clips for equipment. Unfortunately, there's no access to the rest of the interior here, like on the real thing. For figures, we have Cyril Karn. His outfit looks mostly great, though his cap's visor should be orange, and he definitely should have come with a unique faceprint, rather than this very generic one. Luthen Rail is really good too, maybe his hairpiece is a bit off, but this is probably the best LEGO has in this selection. And finally, Cassian Andor, the main man himself, is also fantastic. Overall, it's a banging set, mostly great builds and figures. Perhaps it could have used 1 or 2 more Prima Lana gods, and the $7 retail was a bit much. Still, 8 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts below, and like and subscribe for more. Lightspeed LEGO review number 20, set 75313. This AT-AT is an engineering marvel. It's awesome. Each leg has 2 joints that can be adjusted with a screwdriver-looking thingy that can also be stored behind the plaque. On the belly of the walker there is a bit of Luke's grappling hook, as well as a small hatch where Mr. Skywalker can throw his thermal detonator. These large doors on the sides can be opened, and the detailed interior can be accessed fully by removing the whole side panels. Inside we have the accurate 40 seats for troopers and a rack for 4 74Zs, 2 of which are included, along with an E-Web blaster. Inside the head we have seats for both drivers, as well as plenty of space for Veers and the Snowtrooper commander. For figures we have Luke Skywalker. He's good, though missing his window jacket. We've also got 4 Snowtroopers. They're good, as is the Snowtrooper commander, who's somehow exclusive to this set. The 2 AT-AT drivers are great as well, and so is General Veers with his dual modded legs, which, as you know, should be the standard. Overall, just a fantastic set, an absolutely beautiful build with amazing figures. Originally, this was $800, now it's $850, very expensive either way, but I think it's worth it, at least for a collector like me. 9 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts below, and like and subscribe for more.